Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Linda's Pantry. So I'm stepping outside the box one more time today. Somebody messaged me and wanted to know something she could use tomato powder in. And I don't want to open a number 10 can size of tomato powder, so I'm going to use, because all it is dehydrated tomatoes that's ground up into a powder. So I'm going to use my Roma tomatoes. Oh, these are so good. They're just delicious. And grind them into a powder and see what we can make up here. I'm using ramen noodles again. You can get these in the case at Costco for about 15 cents a piece. I'm not going to use the flavor packet. I'm going to save those for something else. Anyways, as I make a mess, I'm going to cook 2 of these down. And shy of al dente, I don't want them cooked to death. So that's what I'm going to do. And what we're making today is pepperoni pizza ramen. Pizzeria ramen? I don't know. It's going to be like a pepperoni pizza. So I've got the 2 packages of ramen, and we'll get that cooked, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next, because it's going to be kind of fun. I also have red chili flakes, some olive oil, some Italian seasoning, gotta have it in our tomato flavor base. And you could use dehydrated Parmesan in this instance, but I've got some fresh grated Parmesan that I'll use for this, just because I have it. I store quite a bit of the pepperoni. We'll use it quite often in spaghetti sauce, or, you know, if you want to make a quick pizza. It usually has a pretty long shelf life, and you don't have to refrigerate it. So you could either, right before the sell-by date, you could can this, I would imagine. I don't see any reason why not. We might have to do an experiment on that. This one, sell-by date is February 16th, so 2012, so it's time to get moving on this one. So we'll make up some stuff, and we'll have fun while we're creating our food storage on a budget. No, just food storage, and really stepping outside the box to figure out what we can do to make things a little bit different. And I don't know, you might decide this is one of your favorites. The one I did earlier would not be my favorite, but my other ramen one sure is. The one I did earlier is really in a dire situation where all you had was maybe the potted meat and that macaroni and some eggs to make it happen. Okay, so that being said, I'm gonna get loud here, and I'm not gonna make you stay around for that. So I'm gonna make up some tomato powder, and I'll be back when I start mixing things up. All right, so I've got my pasta in the microwave. I ground up, well, it's probably 2.5 tablespoons of tomato powder. I think it's gonna be plenty. I'm gonna put some dehydrated onion in here, and we're gonna get that in there going, and some garlic. You gotta have garlic with pizza, right? So about a teaspoon of that garlic powder, which is my homemade garlic powder. And then I want a good healthy pinch of salt, because there really isn't any salt in here yet. So we need to have a little bit of salt, and we're gonna get that all in the grinder. That makes it much easier to rehydrate. So we'll put that on. My pasta is done. I'm gonna rinse that ramen in cold water so it doesn't cook anymore, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's time to get on with our crazy little concoction. And this is the first time I've made this one, so you're coming along for the ride. And I think it's gonna be delicious. So it made me think outside the box. I hope this is what these videos do for you. I'm not saying do my recipes, but just start thinking about how creative you might have to get in a different situation than, you know, the fast food places open down the street. I don't eat out, so that's not an option for me. So what I'm gonna do is create my sauce. You're gonna have to rehydrate. I mean, that's basically vegetables in there. So we're gonna rehydrate with a little bit of hot water. And I'm just gonna put it right in that container. There we go. So a little bit of warm water here. We'll just start mixing away. I want a little bit of olive oil, because I always put olive oil in my pizza sauce. So that's basically what I'm creating here is my own homemade pizza sauce. And all from food storage. Can't beat that. Uh-oh, hopefully I didn't get too much liquid. So you want it a little bit more than, a little thinner than a paste, maybe. And you could get, you know, you could thin down paste. If you had canned paste, you could do it that way. That's how I usually do it. Because sauce is a little bit too saucy. So you can see how it tightens right back up because everything is rehydrating. And at this point, I'm going to taste it. Wow. Intense tomato flavor. You can taste the onion and the garlic. That's delicious. I might have to do it this way though, all the time. Okay, so I'm excited. So basically, your ramen noodles are going to take the place of a pizza dough. You may not have the means to make pizza dough or time or whatever. So that's how we're going to do this. Now we're going to add just a shake or two of chili flakes. I love chilies, so I got to have it in a lot of stuff. And then we want our Italian seasoning, which I'm going to be pretty generous with that too, because this is pretty intense. Oh, smells amazing. Okay, now that we've got this, and I think it's tightened back up on me again. Little bit more water, and that's it. Okay, and now I'm going to take you over to the stove, and we're going to see what comes next. I'm so excited for you guys. Hope you can see that. So that's really what that sauce should look like. Kind of a thick paste. And you can thin it or thicken it any way you want. We'll see what happens over at the stove. Make sure that you taste along the way so you get a good Italian flavor. And I'll bring you back. All right, now we're at the stove and I can start this process. All right, so I've got pepperoni here. Now you're gonna have to kind of eyeball it. This is way too much pepperoni for this application. Let's see. It says over 90 slices, 6 ounces. We don't need 6 ounces of pepperoni for this, but probably, you know, a healthy amount. Everybody likes a lot of pepperoni on their pizza, right? So we're just gonna, I've got olive oil down in the pan. We're just gonna separate some of these and get them heated through. I may drain off, just when this kind of starts rendering its own oil, I might drain off some of this because we don't want it one of those pizzas that's greasy, right? So just figure out for the 2 bags of ramen what you would like. So we're gonna get that heated through. And I am going to drain off some of that oil. So maybe half that bag, but I doubt it's even half. And let me take some of that oil off there. Just because the pepperoni has enough in there, I didn't really think about it. Usually I try to use turkey pepperoni or a pepperoni that's lower in fat. So, didn't need quite as much olive oil. So take some of that off, bring it back over, there we go. So you're just, really and truly, you're going to heat this through. And now we're going to put our ramen in there and let that heat back through. This could very well be a new favorite for me. I don't know. Kind of fun doing these. You have to really step outside the box and say, what do I have and how can I make that into something that would be an interesting yet, you know, utilizing what I have and not worried about what I don't have. I really am a firm believer in always be thankful and gracious and just praise God for the bounty that we do have, whether it be a bag of top ramen or a prime rib. Truly, it's a blessing. So, after I've got that all tossing together, and you can see how tight that got again, I'm going to add a little bit more water to that. because I really don't want it too pasty. I really want it between a paste and a sauce. So we're gonna put some of that down in there and start tossing. And flavor that pasta. And if you feel like, yeah, you need some water, it's okay to add some water, because I might. And add some more water to this. And I want all those spices down there. I did add a little bit more of the Italian seasoning, a couple more good shakes of that. So probably a good tablespoon or better, so you can really taste that Italian flavor. And you're just really tossing it. At this point, probably heated through, that's all you need. And you've got all the sauce on there. So now we need cheese. Every pepperoni pizza has cheese, doesn't it? Thinking so. Now I have cheese that I store that's wax cheese. I have those options, but I'm going to top it with what I have right now, and I'll bring you over when I plate it up, and you can see what it looks like, and I'll taste it for you. Let's get a good close-up of that. Look at that. Now who'd have thunk? All right, there it is. And now we're going to top it with some cheese, and I'm going to give you a great look at that. Let's get down here. Sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So let's do some cheese. Want to? So I got a little bit of cheddar here, and honest and truly, you could do without, and a little bit of Parmesan, just grated Parmesan. Honestly, maybe a tablespoon of each, or if that, maybe a tablespoon total. And grab a fork and grab some, I want a piece of pepperoni. Gotta give you my honest opinion. Some of that cheese, it smells amazing. So, okay, there's a big old bite. I'm going in. Here we go. Wow. That's winner, winner, top ramen pepperoni. That's so good. Okay. I don't know who doesn't like pepperoni, but anyways, that's another idea to make out of your food storage and on a budget. That top ramen, there was 30 cents worth of top ramen. If I used a half a package of that pepperoni, that is $3 a package, and so $1.50 along with the 30 cents. So that's and maybe with spices and tomatoes and everything, round it on up. We're gonna round it to a $4 lunch, and there's plenty for 2 or 3 people. So I hope this inspires you, you guys. I hope that it helps you step outside the box, evaluate what you have, and maybe think of some ways to be creative with it. Or you know what? These are fun lunches for your kids to have, you know? And they can think of new ways. So somebody told me there was a book out there, 101 Ways to Make Top Ramen. And boy, I think there is 101 ways. Anyway, hope it helps. I hope it inspires you, and I hope you come back. I hope you rate and subscribe my videos. Maybe post it on your Facebook and share it with friends. Friends always love new recipes. And I'll see you next time. God bless.